Joining us now, Pentagon reporter Courtney Kube, who was in the room for NBC. Courtney, what did you hear in the briefing? And more importantly, what did you not hear? And what questions do you still have?
Yeah, so the chairman of the Joint Chiefs laid out some of the details about this, sort of the more finite things that we've all been wondering all night long. First of all, it's called Operation Midnight Hammer. That was a new detail for all of us. It involved a number of B-2 bombers. That was something that we were tracking, but we found out that they dropped 14 of those massive ordnance penetrators. Those are those giant bombs that we've been calling bunker busters and talking about for the last week or so. They, of course, are the ones that are about 30,000 pounds, but they're only about 5,000 or 6,000 pounds of actual explosive. Most of that weight is made up of this very strong alloy and material on the outside of the bomb that allows it to penetrate deep into the earth before exploding. That allows it to go as far down as about 200 feet before the explosive actually detonates. It's a capability that, as far as we know, the United States is the only country in the world that has the ability to do it. And it's why it was so critical at Fordo, because as we've been hearing, it is buried deep underground, upwards of about 300 feet below the surface and underneath the reinforced concrete for most of that way. A couple of things that stood out to me, the United States had about 125 different aircraft involved in that. Now, that includes everything from the bombers to additional fighter aircraft to the refuelers in the air and to drones that were put up to help protect that package. A couple of things that I was also really struck by is General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. This is the first time that we've heard from him in the briefing room. He's only been on the job for a matter of weeks now. He said that when the bombers went in, there were a number of additional tactical fighter aircraft that were up with it. They moved ahead of the bombers to essentially protect what he was calling the package. That's those bombers with those big, heavy bombs. They moved in and they laid out what's known as suppressive fire on the ground, meaning that they struck areas that could have presented a problem or a danger to those bombers, making it all the way to their target and dropping those 30,000-pound bombs. In addition to that, he also explained that as the entire package of aircraft were moving into the targets and back out of Iranian airspace, they have no indication that the Iranian military at any point detected those aircraft or fired anything up at them. If, in fact, that is the case, that is significant. It means that these U.S. aircraft were able to get in past any kind of Iranian air defense systems and radars and get back out. Now, what he didn't say, and we didn't get a chance to ask, was whether the U.S. actually suppressed any of those air defense radars or systems on the ground there. A couple other things that really stood out to me here was something that I've never heard happen in a military operation like this, and it was very openly explained by General Kane, is that the U.S. had a deception tactic as part of this. So they had B-2 bombers that took off out of Whiteman, went towards the Pacific, officials telling us that they were headed to Guam, while the actual bombers that were going in basically went in the other direction. While we were all kind of looking left, they went right for all intents and purposes. That was one of the ways that they were able to get in. Last thing, 25-minute total time frame from the time that they started dropping those bombs until the final Tomahawks launched off the submarine in a from off the coast. That's a remarkable amount of time, 25 minutes to conduct as many as 75 different strikes in these 3 locations, guys.